Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today hoisted the saffron flag on top of the 191-foot high shikhar of Ayodhya Ram Temple. Now, Modi said that history is being made in Ayodhya today. He also spoke about the colonial mindset at the same time, speaking on India being a mother of democracy. Now, if you look at the visuals which were streamed live across the mainstream news channels, it looked like a grand ceremony, almost on the lines of what we saw during the consecration of the Ram Temple last year. Now, the big question we are asking is this a renewed push to Hindutva, which is being given by Modi and also by Bhagwat, because Mohan Bhagwat was also present at that time? And is Modi trying to counter the PDA politics of Akhilesh Yadav through this renewed push? And what are the big takeaways from today's event at Ayodhya? Joining me this evening is Shaira Naeem, senior journalist and political commentator, joins us from Lucknow. Thank you so much, Shaira, for joining. We have TK Rajlakshmi, senior editor from the Frontline. Thank you so much. And I'll begin with Shaira ji. Shaira ji, it was almost like a play out of what we saw last year. Now, why do you think, what was the need? Because last year when we saw BJP got reduced to 240 seats, and also not to forget how badly BJP performed in UP and they lost Ayodhya. Now they come back to the same Ayodhya with a renewed push for Hindutva. What is the message according to you, and why is BJP planning to do this now?
It's you've just put it in the right perspective that last time they did this whole thing, and it was said that the elections uh, formally began with this huge event, but as it unrolled we saw that it really didn't work, and UP was the reason that they had to go for a they had to have a depend on two outside parties and didn't have the kind of government which he had in his first and second term. And Ayodhya he lost. But it seems that they have not really given up hope. They are still trying to use the same strategy and hoping that it will work this time, because PDA is something they're really scared of. It is something they don't know how to deal with it. And today also it was in play. They're not inviting the local MP. I really wonder who were the organizers. Was this a government of India function? Was this a state government function? Who picked the bills? Having Bhagwat there, and the prime minister and the chief minister, and not having the local MP, not having the president of India. If it was a government function, it was a historical play. As he described it, it was rewriting history. The rewriting of history could not afford to accommodate a Adivasi president and a Dalit MP. Is this the kind of history we are going to be rewriting? Is this the kind of a day before the constitution?
Did they even send an invite to the local MP?
No, no, he was not invited. He said that if I had got an invite, I would have gone barefoot. That is his words. I would have gone barefoot. So he never was sent an invite. And even when they laid the foundation stone in 2020 August, they had not invited the then president, Mr. Kovind, who was an SC. So you see, what is this new India we are talking about? Is this the new India of the republic which we proclaim? Yeah, tomorrow being the Constitution Day, it could have been a day where they could have, push the country towards reaffirming all the constitutional values. Is this the kind of I still couldn't figure out whose function is this. A RSS function? Was this a function of the government of India where the prime minister was present? Was this a function of the state government? So what they're trying to do is because this is the ideology which has brought them political power, so they can't give it away. And this Ram Mandir movement is what blew life into almost a dead BJP of 1984. After that, it was the Ram Mandir which slowly and gradually brought them back into the picture. So they can't give it up. But
Right.
I can,
But if you would
I
have
can, I
looked
can.
at if you've seen the TV channels and they had made windows on the screen, making a comparison of what it was in 1992, where Ram Lalla was placed in a tent. Then they came on to the 2024 pictures of how the entire temple was made, and then the consecration was done. And then in the third window, today's completion process, what they called out was that after the consecration ceremony, this flag hoisting, the Dhwaja Rohan, what they call in Hindi, is the completion of the entire Ram temple construction. Now, why such a big event for that? And we all know that BJP, whatever it does, even through religious overtones, does have a political message. What do you think was the political message, Shaira, today?
Today's political message was reaffirming the Hindutva agenda once again, starting because I think this was um, coming in the middle of soon after the Bihar elections. Now that we are now going to, the UP is the state which they can't afford to lose. And after last year's Lok Sabha, they are very scared. So they have to do, they cannot afford to let the PDA agenda succeed. They have to bring in the Hindutva agenda, and Ram Mandir is the symbol. Ram Mandir is the symbol of this whole Hindutva thing. So this is one event which they had to highlight and do a thing, and this will be a part of the narrative till the elections. Till the elections, they will keep doing this, and some event around it, something or the other, they will continue bringing the Ram Mandir. Like for instance, I know they are trying to make Ayodhya the religious capital of India, not Banaras is said to be the religious, yeah, because in South India and North India, everybody now they are projecting Ayodhya as the religious capital. And all the flights which had been stopped, they have somehow resumed all that. So this is the second, it's a rebirth of what could not take on its own, because the flights were stopped by the airlines because there was no passengers. Now they are trying to pump in life through all this and keep Ayodhya in the narrative, in the center stage of the strategy to retain Uttar Pradesh. That is
So
how
clearly,
I
you're
see it.
saying, right. So you're saying that it's a clear message for 2027. And I'll come to you, Raj Lakshmi, now. I was listening to one of the sound bites by Nripendra Mishra, who happens to be the chairman of the Temple Construction Committee. He said that, some 6,000 to 8,000 people who were invited for this event were from various sections of the society. Especially, he mentioned Nishad. Then he made a mention of Shabri Mata, and basically these were sections with whom Lord Ram once had meals. He also shared their facility. Now he was trying to send a message to the backwards, to the OBCs, that look, this is what Prime Minister Modi also is trying to do. Do you think that this is a counter to the PDA politics of Akhilesh? What, according to you, was the message which was being sent out with today's flag hoisting ceremony?
Yeah. See, Nilu, I think it's quite possible that that inspired by their success, in Bihar, and the social engineering that they used, in Bihar, they are keen to sort of replicate that same thing, also in UP. And of course, what better occasion than to use this, the symbolism of Ayodhya and Ram and everybody coming together to show that it's a very inclusive India that they stand for. But everybody knows that actually it's a hugely exclusionary approach, as well as a trend that the BJP has always had. Whether it's excluding the minorities, whether it's excluding the economically marginalized section who also happen to come from these extremely uh, backward communities, by the sheer fact that they are completely out of the economy because they cannot afford to be part of this consumption economy that we have. And therefore this kind of a symbolism becomes all the more necessary, because there is an economic crisis which the BJP, which the government also understands, and it knows that people aren't happy because this entire 10,000 largesse that was given in Bihar was also because the communal narrative, I think, wasn't working, and that it wasn't working effectively to consolidate the Hindu votes, on one side, and therefore something else had to be done. So you had SIR, and you had added to this, you had this aspect of uh, aspect of the Jivika, or whatever they gave, okay, in the name of 10,000. But so again, of course, UP elections are far away, and of course, as Shara also said, rightly, this is one thing they will keep on reiterating in some form or the other, lest they be sort of criticized by their own constituents that they aren't doing enough, to keep Sanatan Hindu Dharma alive, or to push more for this. So this is something which will keep on rejuvenating, or in reinventing, or rather resurrecting itself in various forms, right?
Right.
So it's so of course this is irrespective of the electoral gains, benefits, because it's quite clear that they did lose out from Ayodhya itself. So what more of a let's say, uh, I mean, we want of a better word, a slap in the on the faces, that they couldn't retain Ayodhya despite all the communal polarization and
No, but
whatever
Rajalakshmi,
that
do
they
you
do.
see do you see
Yeah.
a more renewed push for Hindutva now as far as BJP is concerned? They'll go more aggressive, and of course, Bihar victory has emboldened them further. So now, are they trying to again emphasize more on the Hindutva plank? And is that becoming increasingly clear that this is going to be the main plank for UP elections in 2027?
See, the entire this whole SIR has been sort of devolved around the issue of the Ghuspatia, right? Of the whole Ghuspatia, the intruder, the guy, the persons who are coming from outside, okay, and of course they can't say it openly for want of for being fear of being accused of promoting enmity between communities, but everybody knows who they are targeting. So that is central to their narrative. Now they might not speak about it openly, they might not do the Hindu Muslim thing as openly as they are, as they want to, but some of the leaders will in fact, definitely, the so-called fringe elements, and who knows, the PM himself has made all kinds of remarks from about these things, from his high position. So it's not going to be let's say, on the back burner, but it could come in subtle forms. The whole exercise was one such form, one such sophisticated, subtle form of creating that divide. Everybody knew, as to why was it done. Of course, it's a different thing that many of the BJP's and RSS supporters' names also got sort of cut off in the process. I mean, it's a different issue. But the fact remains is that the whole objective was to create a wedge, was to keep on sort of creating a wedge in sort of various in various innovative measures. Of course, this time aided and abetted by a constitutional authority called the Election Commission. That was the only sort of difference. It got the veneer of respectability. Now you didn't have fringe elements. You didn't need
Right.
them at all, because here you had a constitutional authority which was going about saying that this is the way we're going to ensure transparency in the election process. Okay, and this is the way we're going to ensure that elections are fair, free, and that the rightful voter gets his chance to vote. I mean that SIR form. I mean, we've been asked to fill up. It's in Hindi, and of course we did fill it up. But people who are in fact proficient in Hindi, they have not been able to understand. I mean, so I'm saying that one can really imagine what the illiterate Indian would have felt. He would have not even, or in fact rather. A daily wager. I mean, who has the time, the luxury and the wherewithal to spend hours to pour over that form, to fill in all that? They would just not participate. So we're excluding in that sense, by that sense. And who happen to be excluded? We all know there's the poor, the Dalits, the EBCs, the Muslims, who, the vast sections who are at the margins. So they in fact needn't do a real Hindu Muslim thing now, but they will of course continue to do it through their anti-conversion laws, through their sheer hate rhetoric, or their love jihad. All these things will
Right.
keep on cropping up, Neelu. But
In fact,
now they've got an efficient
right.
tool.
So, in
Yeah.
fact, opposition also has reacted. Shaira, you were talking about the local MP over there, Avdesh Prasad, who's from Samajwadi Party. So, basically, he has said that he was a Dalit, and which is why he was not invited. Then, similarly, there is a statement coming from Congress leader Rashid Alvi, and he has said that Prime Minister basically, one second. No. He's basically saying that this is not the manner in which this flag hoisting ceremony should have done. People should have been invited. It would have been made a more secular event. This is the kind of reaction which is coming, and also what Abdesh Prasad has said, that this is he's from a Dalit community, and which is why he's not invited. So how much of it holds water when these barbs coming from the opposition? Yes, you'll have to unmute yourself, Shaira. Unmute yourself, Shaira. Yeah, sorry. No, you're still muted. You're still muted. You're still muted.
Oh my God. Yo, can you hear me
Fact,
now?
yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you. I'll just read
yeah.
out the statement before you answer. I just want to read out the statement from Congress leader Rashid Alvi, who said that this country has no religion as per the constitution. Then why does PM Modi want to hoist this flag? We will hoist a flag. Will he hoist a flag on a mosque, gurudwara, or a church? He wants to hoist a flag on the Ram Mandir for political benefit, so that he can benefit in the UP elections, instigating religious sentiments in the country. He should learn secularism from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This is what Rashid Alvi has said. Yes, Shaira, your response to
Yeah,
this.
yes, exactly so. That is what I started my statement with. I really am wondering whose program was this? Was this the government program? Was this the 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 Nyas program, or it's the state government, whichever? Because it's such a strange combination of attendees: the Prime Minister and the RSS chief, both both being there at a historical, so-called historical occasion, and addressing the nation and of our imaginary history, which they erased, the wounds which were made 500 years ago. I was actually calculating 500 years ago was the time of Akbar. So what wounds did he, you should also spell out when did this period start and now that it has ended. Which history are they talking about? Which mythology are they talking about? So it's all jumbled. I can surely say that this was not a secular function at all, because I couldn't even, they did not invite any opposition person, even at the state level. From the center, I couldn't see anybody. And no protocol was followed. The governor was trailing the chief minister. While she is the head of the state government, she should have been ahead of. So it's was it a place where they could not even follow the state, the protocols of a government function? Nothing was followed. So, what history, which culture, what is this Sanatan? Is this she was the only woman, the authority over there? Why did they not give her the stature which she deserved as a governor? Why was she was the last person in that in that kind of procession which was coming. So these are questions which are so disturbing. And I'm since morning, whenever since I saw these clippings, I'm wondering, what is this nation? How does a young Indian relate to this? Is it
Yeah.
anything to do with the Indian constitution? Is this what secularism is all about? Is this the right way to project India in front of the world also?
Yeah. Okay, so
So
Rajlakshmi, yeah, no, it is. I mean, those questions are bound to take place, but the moment you raise questions on this, Rajlakshmi, then you will be labeled as an anti-Hindu. You will be labeled as anti-Sanatan. This is what happens. But the biggest takeaway from today's event, according to you, is what? Is it purely from the point of view of the political benefit, as Rashid Alvi pointed out, that this is for the benefit of this is for the political benefit for the UP
yes,
elections? So UP elections is still in 2027. Before that, we have West Bengal elections. So is he trying to stir up a pot where this Hindutva, the tone of Hindutva, could impact West Bengal as well as UP?
Yes, of course. It's to keep the pot boiling. Rather, the pot
boiling.
has been already
Yes,
stirred. The pot has been stirred till the bottom has been scraped and scraped through. But it is just to keep it stirring, so that people should not forget, and that people should not forget their own cadre. Should not also forget why are they there, or that why is this government been elected, and why what does Narendra Modi stand for, etc. Because obviously the whole I think the lines between a state, secular state, should be, and all these actions have got completely blurred. Now there is completely unapologetically, you have constitutional authorities going and taking part openly in such openly sectarian functions, and this and without me saying anything, everybody knows that these are sort of sectarian functions, meant to create, foment, I mean, not really create a spirit of brotherhood, amity or whatever. It just creates, it's just a distasteful. I mean, to see, and also it is a relevant question, as Shana said, who's spending this money? Whose money is it? Is it the taxpayers' money? If it is the taxpayers' money, then it's sort of clearly not done. Is it some philanthropist's money? Yes, fine, that's fine. I mean, if some philanthropist wants to organize the whole event, it's fine. But then why should a constitutional head come and attend it, right? I mean, let it be a private function. If you want to commemorate this, why should it be a state-sponsored thing? That is what jars really. It's completely, of course, this is a government which wanted to remove the word. They might not have wanted to do it officially, but many of the people it did want to uh, it did want to remove the word secular from the preamble, entirely. So there's no sort of pretenses, now there are no pretenses. Now there is no, and it's true, if sort of somebody is critical of it, then one fears being trolled, one fears being abused, or being called anti-national and all these names. So now there's a lot of diffidence. People really don't want to engage with what is called a hate spiral, or be at the receiving end of of bad mouthing, communal bad mouthing, essentially. So they
Yeah,
also just retreat now. So the ultimate thing is people will retreat. But
yeah.
but but I but I think that there is a certain fatigue amongst the electorate about this entire creative wedge kind of a approach,
No, so if
and
people are
that should
fatigued,
be removed.
are you pointing out the fact that this
Yeah.
renewed push for Hindutva could again backfire, like it backfired in 2024 elections?
See, it might be effective to a certain extent, because it's a thing which has been sort of driven into people's minds for now so many sort of decades now, ever since the the Rath Yatra started, it's been sort of unabated, and continued. And with this and with the construction, the mandir, which becomes a new fulcrum point for remobilization around this issue. And then this prospective idea that there are other structures, to be looked into also. So that's constantly there, like, democracy's sword.
Yeah.
But I think economic issues are going to sort of prevail,
Right.
and to some extent
Right.
they
I'll
have
quickly
also
come to
understood.
Shaira. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Shaira is
Yeah.
also wanting to make a point.
One
Yes,
point
Shaira.
I wanted to, yes, I wanted to point out that today in Ayodhya, in fact, yesterday, posters have appeared, besides the government hoardings about the event, posters have appeared about the Krishna Mandir in Mathura. How now that is in our next agenda. So, it is this pot which is which, if one dish is ready, then the next pot is on the fire. So
Hmm.
it is this narrative. Why did it appear suddenly in Ayodhya when the media was there, everything? So there was, this appeared in several places, and some journalist friend reported that this is the poster which has appeared about. Now the next step is the mandir in Mathura, and there are so many other mandirs which they are, the Sambal one and Muradabad, and so many places. So this, they are definitely going to uh, keep trying. They are not going to give up. And also what we have to see is, how is the opposition going to address it?
Yeah.
How is the opposition going to interpret this?
Yeah.
Will they be able to keep the PDA alive, and show the PDA that this is something to distract the main issues of roti kapra makan from reaching them? So it all depends on both sides. It's high time the opposition starts. They should not wait for the election. It's only 14 months away. 14 months is not enough, especially after what we've seen in Bihar.
Yeah. No, and like you pointed out, that the posters on the Krishna temple have
Yes, yes,
already
yes.
appeared. So, which
Appeared in
means that
Ayodhya.
this is going to be a hard push for Hindutva.
It's a
The
very
Ram,
hard push.
the flag hoisting ceremony has taken place
Yes.
today, and they've, I think, blown the bugle on which, I mean, especially the plank on which they'll contest the UP elections, and of course, not to miss those overtones in West Bengal as well. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Shaira Naeem, Rajlakshmi. Thank you so much for joining.